pro-black, she's not. Pro-black woman, she is. This video is for these B1s, these hoteps, these Pan-African motherfuckers who try to criticize and ridicule black men for going their own way, saving themselves, and not dealing with the black woman. The black woman in America is not pro-black, she's pro-black woman. You can see that in how she raises her sons. She raises her son to be as feminine as possible. She uses her black son for monetary gains, and she could care less if he's pumped through the school to prison pipeline. The evidence is abruptly, clearly in the face of black people every day. Look at how she raises him. She does not give a fuck about his education. She does not give a fuck if he's lost to the streets. Now, if he's gunned down by the police, they'll get together and, go and want to protest or create groups like Black Lives Matter, which does not give a fuck about black men. This is what they do. They eat off of the deaths of their black sons. This has been going on for generations. The black woman will subscribe to all the feminist ideology and go out and do all this stuff for the feminist movement, and in return receive no tangibles for that. They are the most educated group of people in this country per capita, but with all that education, they are still the poorest group in this country per capita. They use their son's athletic ability by him playing football or basketball in hopes of getting her out of the ghetto or out of a poor economic situation because of the decisions she made. They are anti-marriage. They practice baby mama-ism and doesn't see anything wrong with teaching her daughters how to be a baby mama and indoctrinating their daughters in this nigga ain't shit culture. And it's really pathetic and sad. But these hoteps and these B1s will not address the problem of the BW. They will not. They will not hold her accountable for financially supporting these pulpit pimps, the black church pastors, but instead she monetizes these pulpit pimps with money, food, and pussy. And we all know that the black pastor teaches black people and teaches these black single moms to raise their sons to be weak. That's why you can walk down the street as a black man and can be accused of a crime, gunned down, and nobody does nothing. Nothing at all. And that's why you are able to have people like Cynthia G go on YouTube and make videos calling black men weak and effeminate and all kinds of other outlandish things. But nobody will ever hold black women accountable and ask them, if you say black men are so weak and effeminate, then why? Is it a learned behavior or is it genetic? They never hold them accountable. They never ask these questions. They never hold the BW accountable for the millions of black babies that they aborted over the last 20, 30 years, 40 years. They never ask this. All they want is to shame thinking black men that realize that they're better off messing with other races of women because the black woman is mentally fucked up. Now they'll get out there and scream and holler when a black man gets gunned down in the streets. They'll get up there and do that, but they're not upset because he was gunned down in the streets. They're doing this to get some kind of monetary gain. That's why they avidly support the Democratic Party, because they know that as long as they continuously vote for the Democratic Party, they'll get more welfare, more Section 8. And that is what they like and what they want. Anybody with common sense knows that kids are better off in a two-parent home. The only group of people that don't realize this is the black woman in America, because they go around with this notion that they're strong and independent and don't need a man. So they figure they can go around continuously killing black babies, allowing their sons to be shipped through the school to prison pipeline. And if none of that is going on, they make him as feminine and as gay as possible. Because in reality, for a lot of these black women, their sons are their de facto husbands. They raise their sons to be submissive to the woman. Most black males that's born in this country are doomed from the start, because a lot of them, the overwhelming majority of them, are born out of wedlock. Over 70% are born into single family homes. And then she really doesn't give a fuck about his future unless he can put a basketball through a hoop or score numerous amounts of touchdowns. Now, I was put up on game a long time ago by my older brother about the black woman in America. And a lot of things that he has told me, I have seen this stuff with my own eyes. A lot of it. I have seen these women just completely emasculate their sons in public. I've seen these women tell their sons that they ain't shit and they're no good, just like they daddy. But she never says that she was the one who chose their father. They didn't choose a good man. They didn't choose a man that wanted to have a family and provide for that family. They chose to lay down and get pregnant by a guy that was fucking 3 or 4 different women. And a lot of the time these other BWs are well aware of this man's situation and what he's doing, but they don't care because they think having a baby will trap him. And this puts these black kids in a very, very difficult situation from conception. And if she don't feel like having that kid, she'll just go and kill the baby. And they do this over and over and over and over again. They don't believe in using birth control or condoms. They use abortion as a preventative measure from pregnancy, where they choose to be reckless with their wounds. And you see this all over the place. All over the place. they'll raise their daughters to be strong and to get their educations, and while their sons are being taken by the streets. They look at their sons as a monetary benefit. And when they can no longer receive monetary benefits from that son, they toss them out to the streets. They completely do this all the time. You never see them raising hell about the poor education in these inner cities that their sons are receiving. You never see them raising hell about their sons not being able to read past the 7th grade level at the age of 16. You don't never see them in the streets fighting for a better educational system for their sons. They never do this. I never see them doing this. And these B1s and these hoteps never hold these women accountable. All they want to do is try to shame other thinking black men that see this bad behavior and choose not to deal with the BW. And I don't blame these brothers for not wanting to deal with black women. The overwhelming majority of these women are fucked up. Fucked up in the head. Who wants to go home from a hard day's work and deal with somebody that is trying to compete against you and challenge you for the masculine energy in the home? Nobody wants to deal with that at all. And these women think that they're the prize because they got some crappy ass degree that don't make them no money. Because remember, they have all this education, but they're still the poorest group in this country. By far. They're still the poorest group with all this education. And they allow their sons to just be swallowed up. Because if these black boys are being raised in a single family home, they are the ones that are making these guys milquetoast. They are the one that's turning these black men into gay people. And they support the LGBTQXYZ community. They like gays. They like gay black men. Because they're weak, they're milquetoast. And then you hear them hollering about there's no good black men. Well, who you think are raising these black men? It's these black baby mamas. And this is stuff that these hoteps won't address. They will not address the abortion. They will not address the pulpit pimp. They won't address none of this stuff. But they'll try to shame you. And that's why Cynthia G can make YouTube videos or go in debates or be on panels with other black men and call them weak and emasculine. And them niggas don't have shit to say. They don't say nothing. That's why. And the simple fact that a person, a raggedy woman like Cynthia G can get up there and call black men weak says a lot. Cause this bitch ain't got shit to offer a black man that's got something going for themselves. She ain't really got nothing to offer a black man, period. Unless he wants some of that old nasty, stinky snatch. A lot of these women are life failures. And they blame all their problems on the black men. And they don't give a fuck about their sons. You can clearly see that by how they raised them. All I'm going to say is that these B1s and these hoteps and these back to Africa motherfuckers or any of the other bullshit, until you address the abortion, the pulpit pimp of these black women, their behaviors, you have no right to say anything about thinking black men exercising the options that they have. until you check these ratchet, raggedy ass black women about their behavior, you have nothing to say to the thinking black man. Because at the end of the day, when you motherfuckers, you pro-black motherfuckers, and you hotep niggas, when y'all be on panels with Cynthia G, and she's calling black men weak and effeminate and all other kind of degenerate names, she's talking about you motherfuckers too. SYSBM folks. If you like the content, feel free to share it, like and subscribe in the channel. And remember, black men, she's not pro-black, she's pro-black woman. Her behavior indicates that.